You are listening to the award-winning The Young Jurks with Mike Crawford.
The public comment portion of this meeting will be limited to 15 minutes and 3 minutes per speaker. I would encourage those that do not wish to speak, be mindful of the others in the room who wish to do the same, so that we can make the most of the time allotted to hear as many people as possible. Anyone who does not wish to speak or are unable to speak due to the time limit may submit their comments in writing for the board's review and considerations. So with that, we will open up the public meeting, public comment section.
Before we start the public comments, I just wanted to go back to a couple of the committee assignments, so I just don't want this to cut into my time.
So I'm sorry, it's out of order. We've already voted on the committee.
I'm not questioning that. I just wanted to ask a question about
Can't run
a
public
committee.
comment.
So because you didn't give us an opportunity to ask a question during that agenda item, which you're not going to let me ask a quick question now.
So as I mentioned, we are going to bring that back. We've taken it under advisement, so there will be another
I just have a
opportunity.
simple question. What I heard is that no member of the board is going to be on the CASA. I just want to make sure I heard that correctly. Is that what I heard?
That CASA is not required to have a select board member. Yes,
It is not required.
correct.
But you're going to take it under advisement to see if you will put somebody on that?
Nope,
So
nope.
you're going to leave it with no one?
We are going to talk about it at a future meeting, what the assignments for the subcommittees will be.
Okay, and so the board will, I'm surprised that the board is not allowed or doesn't have to have a presence on that, because I would think that Canton Alliance Against Substance Abuse, the highest leaders here would want to be involved.
So it's not a question of wanting to be involved. When the board was formed,
Yeah.
A select board member was not a requirement for that board. So there are several committees that exist that
Right.
do not require a select board rep.
Right, but things change.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So that's not to say that we won't have a select board rep on CASA, but it's
Okay.
not a requirement.
Okay,
But you will have a chance to discuss that at a future meeting when we talk about that.
thank you. Okay, Rita Lombardi, 8 Kings Road. And I'm just going to ask, I spent 3 days gathering my thoughts so that I could present them productively to you guys. And I just ask that I not be interrupted.
Yep.
And I get the respect that we give you guys. So anyways, I just want to say that all of you represent Canton's Board of Select, which is the highest level of town government that we have. And when you campaigned, you told voters that you were qualified to lead this town. Voters put their trust in you and voted you to this highest level of government leadership. Now more than ever, we need you to show your leadership. Sitting there silent, ignoring the pleas of your constituents and giving us excuses of why you are unable to answer our questions, and just like you just did right now, you're just firmly not going to answer questions, that's not leadership. Okay, it's just not. And I have been fortunate in my life to spend 35 years in professional leadership, progressive experience, transforming service organizations. I've been very lucky and blessed to have that career. I'm in my semi-retirement years now, and I'm not doing that anymore, but I have a tremendous amount of experience in that. Leading people can be very exciting and rewarding, and it can also be very challenging. In challenging times, especially in times of crisis, true leaders will bite the bullet and get out in front of their teams as quickly as possible and actively listen and respond to their concerns, even when it feels it's just impossible to do. True leaders find the courage and they do it. When leaders refuse to be transparent or listen and respond to their team's issues, the issues don't go away. We're not going away because our issues are not getting resolved. Effective communication and integrity are two vital competencies in leadership. When citizens appear before you in these meetings expressing serious concerns about the lack of trust that they have with the board and the Canton Police Department, instead of facilitating healthy dialogue and conversation, citizens have been disrespected, interrupted, disparaged, silenced, and requests for transparency are ignored. Without productive conversations, issues will continue to escalate. It's just the way they are. In professional businesses, which is where my background is, when businesses raise issues, when issues are raised that don't have immediate resolutions, it is noted in an open agenda item that an issue was brought forward and it needs resolution. And that is notated, and then the following meeting, you get the board gets back to you or the management gets back to you and tells you what the status is. We haven't experienced any of that. Our stuff is going into a black hole. Reaching out.
I'm sorry, we've limited to 3 minutes, and we're gonna be firm
Yeah,
on this.
I'm sure somebody here will give me their three for, I only have another couple of minutes. And this is, Mr. Theodore, I put a lot of time into this, and I know what I'm saying is not pleasant. And I don't think anyone
I
here,
have no issues with.
Okay,
I have
I'd like to finish.
But we're sticking to the 3 minutes.
okay, I'd like to
No
finish.
problem with what you're saying, but we're gonna be stay firm on
Okay,
this. We're gonna stick
So
to
let
the
me
3
just
minutes.
finish this thought, and then I'll get back in line.
You're
okay.
only gonna speak once. There's only gonna.
So now I'm hearing that I'm being stifled
You're not
because
being
you,
stifled.
I am being stifled. Mr. Theodore, we are presenting stuff to you.
And there's
We
other
can-
people that might want to speak, so
they
that's
wanna
why
say
we're
the
limited
same
to 3
thing.
minutes.
These people want to say the same thing, okay? We are here because you're not listening to
Okay,
us.
thank you.
No, thank you. I don't thank you.
Now you're out of order. Thank you. It's 3 minutes.
You know, this is disappointing.
It is
And
disappointing.
you know, I'm going to just tell you,
Oh.
we're going to get louder. We're going to get louder. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Next.
Tara Schumann, I live in Canton. I just want to ask, I know you can't answer it now, but just put forth that I don't fully understand when there's an agenda item. Are you allowed to get up when that item is up and offer a comment on that item? Because I've actually seen different things happen. I've done that in the past when the item was up. I spoke at that time and was acknowledged. And so I would just like some clarity at a future date, like when the committee assignments came up, I stood up at the microphone. No one was looking up, maybe you didn't see me, but then we went on. So I think just some clarity in terms of like understanding how the meeting works. If when the agenda item is on, we can get up and comment on that, or is that not allowed and we need to wait till public comment? So that's my first thing I'd like to explain. The second thing I'd like to explain, there's three, is that when you just acknowledge the CASA question I had from last week, I think part of the issue is that you acknowledged it, but I still don't, unfortunately, feel heard. Because what I got as a response was, we don't need a person on that committee, therefore Chris Albert is not on that committee. What I was expressing was a little deeper than that. And it was public, it was really for you to hear that there are concerns that a leader has been put in a position that he would not be qualified to serve. By your response, I don't hear that you heard me. And that, therefore, while I appreciate that you acknowledged it, I still very much feel unheard. My last comment is something I'm not exactly familiar with, but something that I sit here and has bothered me for a long time, and I've done some research on it. I am bothered by the fact that our American flag is covered by that screen. I have looked into the flag etiquette law. I actually don't think that it exactly breaks it, but I feel really uncomfortable sitting here and would really acknowledge and really would like the board to think about how we could rearrange this room such that the IT is not hanging in front of our American flag.
Okay.
And if we could also acknowledge maybe other things that could be wrong with the code that when I looked at the code, I had concerns about.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kathleen Howley, I'm a Canton resident, and I understand you're not going to answer a question, but just correct me if I'm wrong. I think you just said that you recommended that Mr. Albert be appointed to the Traffic Committee. Mr. Albert, as you know, as we all know, he went to jail in 1995 for vehicular homicide and for leaving the scene of a fatal accident. He was on the lam for 30 hours, costing taxpayers untold amounts for a massive manhunt. And I would say that there are two mistakes here. One, appointing a man who is pictured all over Facebook drinking with underaged people, teenagers, to CASA. First of all, what an insult to the recovery community. And now you're going to put him on the traffic committee after he went to jail for killing somebody driving. So I just think, and I understand that you guys don't see what the problem is with that, with either one, right? And CASA does deserve the respect of having a select board member, not one who encourages underage drinking. They deserve that respect. And I think it's sad that you can't give it to them. And I want to also say the last part of Rita's, and she did have more, but citizens have repeatedly requested that the select board schedule a meeting between concerned citizens and the Canton Police Department. Chief Rafferty is only committed to one-on-one meetings, and recently we heard that she might consider two-on-one, so she's doubled it. Chief Rafferty refuses to meet with groups of citizens, but we are aware that she recently met with upwards of 50 people at the Canton Town Club. I think it was a women's club meeting, and people at a similar amount at the senior center to discuss town issues. So why won't she meet with us in a group of that size? So this inconsistent message further erodes trust, and we're asking you to reach out to Chief Rafferty and ask her, as her bosses, and that we are the people paying the salaries, that she meet with concerned citizens. And I would lastly like to say, you know, we're all paid taxes here. We may not, like many, mine is escrowed. And I called to find out, what are my taxes now? Because I'm just paying my mortgage bill. It was quicker to call here. I got the nicest person, the most efficient person, and the most professional person, and that's the service I always get when I come to town hall. Workers who make things run, who are respectful to taxpayers, who are lovely people, and who are good, efficient workers. And that's 95% of the workers in Canton. And we love them. And we would never say to them, like, we pay your salary and all that stuff we say when we're not happy, because they deserve the respect that comes with a job well done. They are supporting our property values because people want, it's more desirable when you live in a well-run town. It's not desirable when you live in a town that is full of scandals and has gotten black eyes and is, you know, we're the object of ridicule throughout the state and throughout the nation. I was on the phone the other day with someone said, "Where do you live?" Oh, just.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. You've had the 3 minutes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm not being rude, but we're sticking firm to the 3 minutes.
This is a democracy.
This is our policy.
We have freedom of expression in the Constitution.
All right, I'm asking for an adjournment of this meeting. If this continues, I'm going to ask for an adjournment.
Yep.
Making it worse.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Seriously? Don't adjourn this meeting or you will be sorry.
Motion's been made. Any seconded? Not second?
Second.
Seconded? All in favor?
Aye.
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 You're afraid of the taxpayers.
Motion adjourned.
You're
Thank
afraid
you.
of the
Motion adjourned.
taxpayers.
Thank you.
Brave ones didn't say aye. And thank you. This is a
Motion
great-
adjourned.
this is
Motion
not
adjourned.
leadership,
Okay, thank
and
you.
you guys are making it worse. You're making it worse.
Thank you.
And we're not gonna stop. No,
You're
thank you.
violating
Not
us.
stonewalling.
This is what we're talking about.
You're paying for your health insurance, right? We're the taxpayers paying for your health.
Well,
We don't have
We're
health
here trying
insurance.
to help work with you,
Please.
and you are shutting us down, and you guys look like cowards right now.
We're
And you
not
don't even
civil
know
rights
it.
fights.
And you
But
don't
you
even
don't
know
know.
it. I just say not everybody. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. You can't say yourself. I'm talking about myself.
Show a little bit more.
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
And this is decorum.
Yep.
And this is decorum. We follow our
I
leaders.
certainly
We
haven't
follow
shown
our
this.
leaders.
You
Oh,
can
let
show
us
this.
say that.
Like other people. Yeah, it is.
You know what? We respond to regular treatment. I've been here and I've got lack of respect every single time I came here, and I have given respect. And we just got shut down. I don't even talk to you. Not even talk to you. This is what we expect when it's. Why you didn't trust the camera? You want that? You want that?
What?
Where is it?
I run around my neighborhood.
Across from-
It's part of the,
I have a great dancer. I would love dancing.
Oh,
So I will,
On,
I will be
your
running, I
report.
will be